Hi, everybody. It's Samantha, Janella, and Mo, and we're back with another episode that you don't want to miss on the Deeper Than Tech podcast, where we talk about how to grow your career in an industry that was not designed with us in mind. In today's episode, we are talking about hybrid work. Now that the pandemic is slowing down, offices are opening back up. It's time to think about a new way of working. We'll dive deep into this topic, but before we begin, we would love it if you share our podcast to a coworker or a friend. So I'm really excited about this episode because hybrid work is all over right now. People are talking about it. Do you go back to the office? Do you stay at home? Ladies, what exactly is hybrid work?
To me, hybrid work is a combination of remote work plus possibly being in the office 1 or 2 days per pay period. And I think everybody is becoming more inclined towards it right now. Because after COVID, during COVID, we all said we want remote work. Everybody's like, put me in my living room, put me in my house. I would be happy to save gas money and to make my own lunch, save money on lunch. But then what happened was we realized that we need some type of social interaction. So I'm for hybrid work right now, but we can talk more about it.
Now, see, I am for optional hybrid work. Like, don't tell me I have to be hybrid, okay? Now, tell me that I can be hybrid if I want to. Because the pressure then makes you start to say, well, I want to be at home. But, when you have the option to go into the office or like be at home, or even if they say like you can just pick, like one of my friends, they have like 3 days out of the month that they can pick to be in office. 3 days out of the month that are mandatory to me is a good deal because it's not like three out the week or, oh, you have to be here Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. Like it's like, okay, like I can still kind of be flexible with when I want to go in. So give me the option. I'll take that.
I love the options and I love that you're saving money by not going into the office every day. Like you pay to go work, which is a weird thing for me, but
But I eat more at home.
that is also fair.
Buying more groceries.
That is also fair. Oh, yes, DoorDash and Uber Eats have gotten my credit card. So, how has the pandemic changed what employees want in their workplaces?
I was alluding to that earlier. It's because at first I thought I wanted to be fully 100% remote, but then I realized that I'm losing some of the not the social aspects as much because we still socialize in our own worlds, but it was more of the where we would get together and team build or build ideas together. I can't just tap to my coworker and be like, "Hey, I'm stuck on this code. Can you help me real quick?" It's not as easy. Now I got to set up a Teams meeting and I got to share my screen. So it doesn't become as natural to be able to ask for assistance or to talk to somebody else. But it can be done with effort.
Well, I started my position during the pandemic, so I've been remote the whole time. But just yesterday, like I was with a coworker who, had been with the company forever and they knew the benefits of being in person, that free lunch, that free beer and pizza on Friday or something like that, that co-working space that's just super like fun and swanky. So I think that as a creative, I like being at home and not having to go into an office. But I do know that I'm losing some of the perks of like the in-office interaction.
Yeah, I think that the pandemic definitely has changed the way we think about our lives, right? We were always like, go to work, 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 work. But now we like our lives better now. Maybe work could come second. So I think the pandemic has really changed our mindset, especially as Americans. We're like,
Work.
work. Yeah. So it's been nice to be able to like sit back, relax. We have an extra 2 hours in our day because we're not traveling to work for an hour. So just the little things are very appeasing to me.
But it's so much easier to become lazier with the hybrid schedule. You know, if you're not on top of your own schedule, then you could be in your PJs all the way to 5 p.m. one day. You know, so I think it's good to have it sometimes. So you have to get showered and go into office. I don't know.
That's interesting to me because like some people say that when you're working from home, you're actually working longer hours because now your life and work are blended together. How do y'all feel about that?
Look, no comment. I'm working my butt off.
I think I happen to work less because I'm able to work in blocks. So if I feel like I'm gonna be more creative or I'm gonna be more focused from 8 to 11, then I'll do so much work. I cram it in and there's nobody distracting me. And then from 11 to 3, I might take a long lunch hour. I may not be seen for a couple hours online. So I don't know. It's a balance. It depends on which day.
Yeah, I definitely think that's fair. So when I started out the pandemic, I had just like my work laptop, and I would work from like 9 to 7 because I didn't realize like I was using my work laptop and my for like also personal work, and I wasn't able to separate the two. So like once I like got a new computer, it was super helpful for me to be like have set times that I go to work, close that work laptop, and then go to my personal laptop if I want to do some type of work. And we're going to talk about work in our next episode of like the outside things that we do about creating content. So make sure you stay tuned for our next episode. So yeah, we try to separate our personal work, like content creation, from our full-time work. Is very important to a nice work-life balance. So we talk about benefits for employees, but what about the benefits for employers to have hybrid work? What are some benefits?
I've noticed, like, a lot of companies were spending thousands of dollars on co-working spaces. And so a lot of that money is saved. A lot of maybe, food and things like that that they may have done. If you're, in a big corporation, y'all may have like a food court or something like that. They're saving a lot of money in that area. Lights, electricity, just those like bills that you forget about that actual companies have to pay. So I definitely think they're saving money.
I think for me, it'd just be like because the employees are happier, they might enjoy the work better. But I think definitely a loss is probably culture, is like because we're not having that social aspect anymore. And they want you back in the office because they have these leases. Usually companies sign leases for like 10 years at a time. So like let's at least use the space that we have. But it's hard to find, I guess, a benefit for employers why hybrid work is great, but definitely employee happiness is probably a huge thing.
Yeah, I'd say that's probably number one because at the end of the day, being in an office, they're able to regulate more. So, but at the same time, it should be enhancing the trust as well. So, I feel like they're being more innovative and more like normal people when they say, okay, if you're getting the job done, I don't care how. And I feel like that's how it should be. Like we're in the real world and all the whole politically correct stuff needs to just kind of stop.
Yeah. I do agree with the companies are saving more money on overhead as in office spaces. They no longer have to provide company meals for like the big ones like the fangs. So what are they called now? They're not called fangs anymore because of Meta.
Oh, yeah. I don't even know.
And yeah,
But I miss that free food. That's one thing I do
yeah.
miss, yes.
So they don't have that many expenses or, just those are the transportation that they used to give people and stipends for going in and out the office. So they are getting a lot of cost savings, but I think they are losing some of that camaraderie because some people, I mean, remote work is great. I'm never going back to an office. I'll just say that. But for some people, it's hard to really bond or team bond with people if you're not seeing them or you haven't really met them face to face.
Yes. Zoom fatigue is also real. Like, I would love to bond with my coworkers, but screen time, and it's not the same.
You're you're not gonna catch me at another Zoom happy hour ever again.
No, no, no.
No. Mm-mm.
Unless there's free alcohol involved. Yeah, no.
How though? How would they make that happen?
Sometimes you'll have like team outings, but they like have a budget for it. It's very hard to get, but sometimes they do it.
Oh,
So
you mean outside of Zoom? I was saying no more Zoom happy hours. I'll meet you for a real happy hour, but not on Zoom.
no, it's on Zoom. We'll get like a wine tasting kit, and they'll send it to us, and we'll do like a wine tasting as a
Oh, okay.
Oh,
Well, maybe.
now
that.
that's a top
It's
notch
real
one.
fun. Ask your company to do that for you. It's real fun. So speaking of benefits, would you consider hybrid work a benefit? Like say that you're going to a new job, would that be something you're looking for?
100%. I mean, I feel like I've turned down roles that just aren't fitting to my lifestyle. I mean, because part of the reason I pivoted was because I felt like I could be a creative in a space that was going to make money. And to do that, I need more time to be me. Like, I need to not be in a situation where I have to code switch or whatever that looks like. And I think absolutely, I don't want to be in an office all day because that's just not me. So you're opening the doors for more creative thinkers and innovators to be in your company if you let them be more remote or you give them the option to be hybrid.
Yes, I definitely agree. My job was like, hey, you have to come into the office tomorrow. I think I would start thinking about maybe this is not the right place for me because I really enjoy working from home. I really enjoy having that freedom, and now you're taking it away. So I would definitely have to look because there's so many jobs right now. The market is hot. Maybe not as hot as it was in January, but it's still hot, and then people are still getting jobs left and right.
Oh, I was gonna say, well, I've had friends already like say that their offices are like calling them back. They're saying their companies are saying come back to the office, and they're leaving. They're looking for those jobs that provide either fully 100% remote or that hybrid option. Yeah, but what I will say also is the recession is upon us, and some of those big companies are already in hiring freezes. So now it's kind of a gamble on if you're gonna go out there and keep looking or if you're gonna stay where you're at.
But overall, we all in agreement that hybrid work is the way to go. It's one of the positive outcomes that we had in the pandemic, in which employees can strike balance between their personal and professional lives. Some employees don't like to work from home, so they have the option to go in the office, and some prefer to work from home. Thanks, y'all, for listening to another episode of the Deeper Than Tech podcast. We would love if you could tag us on social media and let us know that you're actively listening. We would love to hear your feedback, and we really appreciate you just taking your time to listen to us. Thanks, y'all.
Bye.
Bye.